Hey everyone, Sammy here. I'm so glad that you've joined me for today's practice. I decided to take it outdoors because it's a beautiful sunny Melbourne spring day. Today we're going to do a combination of standing and seated versions of our practice. You have the option of remaining seated or standing. It's entirely up to you. Listen to your body and what it feels like doing today. I'm also going to bring some blocks into my practice today. So if you don't have these yoga bricks or blocks, you can use something like cushions or books to just help bring the floor up. Okay, so I'm going to add them for a bit of support today with some of the poses. With your chair, we want to make sure that there's no arms of the chair, that that you're able to move around from side to side. Excuse the noise. I am in my backyard, which is my favorite spot in the whole house, but obviously coming outdoors, you're going to hear things. So I'll do the best to dampen them out when I edit this, but you're going to hear stuff. So I do apologize. And it's Melbourne Cup Day today, so everybody's home. It's a public holiday. So we'll see how we go. But that's life. Have some water handy if you need to have a bit of a drink. I'm going to take some now. I have slip, slop, slap because I'm outside. But I'll need little drinks just to keep me refreshed. Okay, so anyway, let's begin our practice. I'm going to take some time to check into our bodies and see how they're feeling today. I've been up and walked the dogs and I'm ready to share this practice, but you might have had a busy day and are feeling a little bit tired or maybe ready to go full of energy. So we'll just make these observations without any judgment, just noticing. So popping your arms into a position that feels good. If you want a little bit of sensory feedback, you may like to put your hand at your heart and your belly, maybe shut the eyes or soften the gaze. And just notice that breath moving in and out of the body without any effort. Maybe taking a little bit of a body scan, starting from the crown of your head. And then noticing if you're holding any tightness or tension down the neck, across the chest or even the face, whether you're clenching the jaw, maybe frowning a little. And then bring your awareness across the top of your shoulders to your upper middle back, along your arms, and just seeing how they're feeling today. And then bring your awareness down to your middle, lower back, and your belly, down to the hips, and then finally down the legs to the ankles and the tippy toes. And then again, just observing these areas and noticing if they're feeling sore or tired or tense. And then maybe with a little bit of practice, might help alleviate some of this tension. It'll just act as a nice gentle distraction. And then when you're ready, you may like to open your eyes and widen your gaze. Let's take some nice, beautiful breaths. You can bring your arms above your head or leave them down. It's entirely up to you. So thinking about breathing in and lengthening through the body, and then exhaling, letting it go. Not forcing the breath, letting it happen naturally, and letting it go. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of mobility and we'll start from the top. So dropping the chin towards the throat and then gently making some circles. And we can change direction. Take your time, we don't need to rush this. Beautiful. And then we'll keep with the circles and do some for our shoulders. And changing direction. Maybe bring the elbows into it and the wrists, wiggle the fingers, and changing direction. Nice. From here we can sweep the arms forward, do a little bit of cat-cows here, hollowing the belly, the chest, reaching the hands forward, and then opening the chest and the belly. Maybe a bit of a lift at the chin too. You could exhale as we reach forward and inhale as we open the chest. Nice. And then coming up to a comfortable seated position, we'll do a few soft rotations, just gently twisting from side to side. Just soft movements. Beautiful. Coming to the front here, we can pick up the knee, do a few circles for the hips, pick up the foot. Lovely. And maybe go the opposite way, bring the foot inwards, make those circles. Lovely. Maybe some circles for the knee, or if that feels uncomfortable, you can just bend and straighten the knee. It's a nice option as well. And doing the same on the other leg. Bending and straightening, and then finally we'll do the ankle. So yep, circles or pointing and flexing the ankle, be wiggling the toes. Beautiful. So from here, we want to feel nice and grounded to the floor. We're coming into our mountain pose. So again, we can do this standing or seated, depending on how you're feeling today. I'll show you the seated option, and then I'll pop up and do the standing option. So from here, bring our palms so they face forward. We want to think about driving the feet through the floor. A nice, comfortably upright spine. The bottom of the chin is parallel to the floor. Think about reaching the crown of the head to the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. So taking some smooth, steady breaths. Feeling grounded through the feet. So my legs are switched on because I'm pushing through the floor. Stretching the fingers, my arms are active. Just that feeling of strength and stability. Taking a few more breaths here. And then if you're coming up and doing it standing, you're just going to stand up, do exactly the same thing. So really pushing through the floor. Feeling rooted to the ground. Beautiful. Nice. And then from here, we're going to come into Warrior Two. So I'm going to use my bricks to help stabilize me through my knees. Okay. So again, you can use cushions or you can use books. So turning on the side, let me turn the chair around a little bit. It takes a little bit of fluffing about this, but it's worth it. So you can, there's a couple of options with your feet when you're doing this seated. You can take a bend in the back knee, and we want the hips to roughly face forward a little bit. So there might be a little bit of shuffling. Okay. So from here, our ankles under our knees will spread the toes, really pushing through that front foot. And then my back knee is supported by the bricks, and I'm just resting on the ball of the foot. Okay. You can straighten that back leg out as well, if that feels good for you. So we want to find as much connection with that back foot to the ground, against even weight in and out of foot. And then from here, we're going to stretch the arms. So I've got my right foot out in front of me at the moment. I'm going to lengthen through the arms and strengthen through the legs. Okay. So again, if you were doing this standing, you just come on up. And if you want to have a little bit of alignment, you can think about, now alignment's a tricky thing because I can give you cues, but if it's not feeling great, just switch your foot position to feel what's good for you. So you can think of heel in line with the arch of your back foot, or you can see the big toe on the inside of your knee. Okay, we want our body nice and upright, so nice and long in the arms. And from here, we're going to visualize that we're archers and that we're pulling a bow, okay, like we're just about to shoot an arrow. So we're going to grab hold of the string of our bow, pull it back, getting ready to fire it, and fire the arrow. Okay, so we're going to do that a couple more times. I'll do one more standing up, and then I'm going to sit down and do it again. Pull and let it go. Okay, so we get a nice little bit of twisting movement with this Warrior Two, Rabadrasana 2. So we grab hold of the string of our bow, pull it towards us, so we're turning the body forward, and then let it go. We're going to rotate, pull the string towards us, rotate the body, and let it go. Let's do one more. Pull it and let it go. Beautiful. Let's just switch over and do the other side. So I'm going to move my blocks. And again, you've got that leg straightening in the back as an option for this Warrior Two as well. So I'll bring that a little bit further. You want to feel nice and stable in your chair, not that you're going to feel like you're going to fall off. So the heels underneath the ankle, spread the toes in the front foot. We want to feel that connection in the back leg. Nice, comfortable, upright spine. Let's extend the arms. Relax the shoulders down. So let's take a few breaths here in for our Vajrasana 2 or our Warrior 2. And then we're going to grab hold of a string of our bow, reach across, facing our hand, pull it, reach the front, and let it go. Okay, here we go. Reach across, pull it, and let it go. I'm going to do 2 standing up. So reset my position. Okay, reach across the bow, tighten that bow, let it go. So it's a nice little rotation for the body, this one, and let it go. Beautiful, nice. So coming to the front again, we're going to move on to goddess pose. And again, you can do this one standing up as well. So I'll show the seated version and then I'll pop off with a chair. Open the knees, have the feet and knees roughly in line with each other. How wide you have your legs is entirely up to you, whatever feels comfortable. Then from here, we're going to take a nice big inhale, stretch the arms above our head. And then we're going to almost imagine like we're trying to pull the ceiling down or the sky down with our fingers, okay? What we're looking for is the shoulder blades squishing together and then bring them down the spine. We've got this nice open chest. And then we can let our fingers spread, and this can help keep our arms nice and active, okay? With our feet, we're pushing them through the ground, so our legs are nice and active. So if I was doing this standing, it's exactly the same thing. You come down to a depth that feels good for you, push through the floor, draw the shoulder blades back and down, and then we can spread the fingers, okay? So from here, we're gonna add a little bit of a rotation. Let's turn to the left, and then hold that for a breath, and then turn to the center, hold that for a breath, and then turn to the right and hold that for a breath. Now let's do 2 more on each side in your own breath. So coming to the center and then coming to the side and then coming to the center. So push through those feet, particularly if you're sitting, you just want to go slack. We just want to keep pushing through those legs. Coming to the side and then coming to the center. I'm going to do 1 more standing up. Here we go. To the side, to the center, to the side, and to the center. Beautiful. So we're going to add a little bit of a side bend to our warrior. Let's just let the arms give a little bit of a break, give our legs a bit of a shimmy shake. There's no rush for this. We can have little mini breaks in between, grabbing sips of water if you need them. So we're going to do the same position with our goddess pose, but we're going to add a bit of a side bend. Okay, so it's good to put the spine in all different ranges of motion, twisting and bending and arching back and side bending. So from here, when you're ready, we're going to sweep the arms up if that feels good, and then bring them into our warrior, into our goddess pose. So shoulder blades back and down the spine, push through those legs. And then from here, we're going to bend to the left. So we're kind of pinching the left waist, opening the right side, and then coming to the center, and then pinching the right, and coming to the center. So as we bend to the side, so as we bend to the left, we want to think of not only pushing the feet through the floor, but grounding our right bottom cheek to the chair and the center. That's if we're sitting. Side, center. So we're going to do 2 more, and I'm going to do them standing. So from here, side, so really pushing through that right foot or right glute and center, and then over to the right, pushing through the left glute or left foot and center. Let's do 1 more of each. Side and center and side, really push and center. Beautiful. Let's relax. Oh, give the legs a bit of a shake. Arms, I'll grab a quick drink. Okay. Beautiful. So from here, we're actually going to bring the legs together and come into eagle pose. And again, I'll do the seated and then I'll stand up for it. So from here, let's start with the arms. So we'll get our wings and bring them out away from our body. And we're going to grab the right arm and sweep it underneath so the right elbow underneath the left elbow. Okay, now if this is if you're finding this is uncomfortable, it's like, so the essence of what we're trying to do here is to open up the shoulder blades, the upper middle back. Okay, so if your arms are coming to here or to here for your eagle, that's perfect. Okay, so see how you go with this, and then if you just prefer to bring your arms across your body, that's totally fine. So from here, cross them over. We can bring our forearms together as much as we like, so even this option is a nice option. Okay, and then from here, if you want a little bit more intensity for the upper back, we can tuck the chin and get a little bit of neck lengthening here. So tuck the chin to the throat, just softly. We still want to find length in the front of the neck. And then from here, we can also add a lift up the elbows off the chest. So just do these changes nice and slow. Okay, we can also bring the hands away from the face a little bit, or the head. Okay, in our eagle pose. Now, let's add some legs to this. So there's a couple of options. We can cross the right ankle over the left ankle. And then we can also cross the right knee over the left knee. So you've got that twist not only in the upper body and the lower, but the lower body. So if you were standing, same thing, sweeping, finding your position for your arms that's really good for you today. Tucking that neck, tucking that chin, and then finding length in the neck, maybe lifting. And then you can, if the balance fairies are behaving, well, actually, you can even move to the side of your chair to do this, get a little bit of stability. So from here, you could cross, hello, here we go, cross it over, or cross it over at the knees. I don't know if my balance fairies are going to go that far today. But if I wanted to add a bit more stability, I could come to the side of my chair and just have it as a presence, as something there, just lightly to lean on against. So I know it's there, it's giving me a little bit of stability. Oh, that feels better. Oh, that feels nice. Okay, so from here, we're in our eagle pose. So we've got twisting arms, our upper middle backs open, we've got length in the neck. You don't have to cross your legs either. You can leave them uncrossed and just make this an upper body eagle. And then when you're ready, we're going to let our eagles fly free, let our arms go, uncurl our legs, and then let's do the other side. So setting up your wings, arms out, we'll sweep the left under right. I always get confused which one I'm up to, but I'm pretty sure it's this one. So from here, so either joining them or crossing them across your body, whatever feels good. And then from here, your hands don't have to touch each other either. They can stay sort of separate, that's all right. And we can tuck the chin into the throat, maybe allow the head to fall forward a little bit. Lift up the elbows as another level of intensity, or just another version. And then again, if you're feeling like you want to add legs, you can add legs. So you can cross the left ankle over the right ankle, or the left knee over the right knee. Or again, we can do this as a standing option. I really do like standing next to the chair, so I think I might do this one. Actually, I'll start with the arms first. Here we go. Here, get my balance. Now one side might feel completely different to the other, and my right side's always a little bit challenging for me, standing on my right foot. I'm going to give it a go and just see how it's going today. So you've got that as an option. Okay. Yeah, so holding that position, just focusing on those smooth, steady breaths. Coming out of it anytime if it doesn't feel comfortable, or you've had enough of that stretch. And then when you're ready, we're going to set our eagles free, let them fly free. Nice. Undo the legs. And we're going to come back into our goddess legs position, not our arms, just the legs. So taking them out wide again. If you find that your chair's quite high, adding those books or cushions or blocks, whatever, underneath your feet. Just helping to bring the earth up towards you a little bit, making you feel a little bit more grounded. Okay, take them out just a little bit. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to add a little bit of a shoulder dip. So we're leaning forward a little bit, And then just allowing the shoulders to drop one, then the other. So popping your hands on your knees, maybe adjusting where you're sitting on the chair so you feel nice and safe and secure. We don't want to be too much on the edge and tip over. And then when you're ready, just dropping the shoulder and then coming up. You can let the head fall. Think about pushing those toes, heels, inner and outer foot into the ground, and slowly melting that shoulder forward. And again, you've got that standing option where you're here and then just dropping that shoulder forward. Opening up one side of your body and then opening up the other. So it can feel like a lengthening through up the back, the side of the back. Beautiful, couple more. You can feel like a stretch if that maybe sometimes if you're feeling a bit tight there. If you're not feeling these things, that's okay. Beautiful, nice. And then from here, we're going to do a couple more poses and then we're all finished. We'll get into some nice Savasana. So from here, we're going to come into camel pose. And again, I'll show you the seated version and then our standing version. So we want to feel nice and grounded through the feet again, really driving our foot rooted to the ground. We're going to pop our hands kind of like so. I'll actually show you standing up, like turned around. So from here, the hands are kind of resting at the top of the hips with the thumbs along the lower back, okay? So what we're trying to do here is open up the chest and get those back muscles firing as well. We want to lift the heart up and forward and keep this lower back nice and straight. So we're really shining the heart up. So I'll show you from the side and then I'll show you from sitting down. So from here, feeling really nicely planted to the ground. We're going to roll the shoulders up to the ears and then set the shoulder blades together and down the spine. Draw the elbows back. We can lift the chin a little bit to help open the chest, but keep that length in the back and front of your neck. So if you're doing this sitting down, which is always a nice option, shoulders up and rolled out. Oh, the neighbor's dog's going off. Drawing the shoulder blades together and down the spine and elbows behind. All the noises today. That's okay. So finding length in the lower back and really arching the heart up and forward. So we're opening up that chest. Beautiful. Keep those feet pushing into the ground so we feel nice and connected to the floor. Couple more breaths here. Beautiful. And then coming back to comfortable upright position. And then from here, we're going to finish off with a down dog. So I'm going to show you a standing chair down dog version as well as a seated. So I'll start with the seated, seeing I'm down here anyway. So from here, we're looking for a lengthening from tailbone to the bottom of your neck, or from the bottom of your head. So from here, what we'll do is we'll keep those feet grounded, take a little bit of a forward fold. In fact, I might show you from the side here. Which is the best side? This is probably the best side. So take a little bit of a forward fold and then we'll sweep the arms forward and we'll keep the arms in line with the ears if that feels good for you. If you've got a bit of a sore shoulder, you can cross those arms across your chest and just think of lengthening from the crown of your head to your tailbone. See how that feels. So really pushing through those feet, reaching the crown to the tailbone in length or fingertips to hips. And if you're doing the standing version, not standard, because there is no standard in yoga, it's whatever feels good. So from here, what you can do is get your grounding, soften the knees, fold at that hip crease. If you take a little bit of a fold, you can feel it. We're going to sweep the arms and then come. You can either bring your hands to the back of your chair, or you can go, if you want to go a little further and think about lengthening. Take a bit of a bend in the knee too. If you're finding a little bit too tight in the hammies, taking a bit of a bend in the knee can help with this as well. It's okay to stick your bottom in the air with this one. Just finding that length, strengthen the legs, lengthen the upper body. The flies are coming now. Oh my heavens, this is interesting, this one. Oh dear. And let's take a few more breaths here. That's what happens when you do these outside. You just got to deal with nature and noise. And then when you're ready, we can start to lift the gaze and come out of our down dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right. I think we've earned some rest time. So get yourself nice and comfy. If you're somewhere cool, you might want to pop on a jumper or socks. I'm definitely not cool. I'm nice and toasty warm. So let's just take some time to regulate that breath if we're feeling a little bit breathless. Get comfortable. I'm even going to let my back just rest against the chair. Oh, that feels pretty good. You may like to soften the eyes, just like we did in the beginning of practice. Soften the eyes or shut the eyes completely. And then just take our awareness to our breath and how it's feeling now that we've moved our bodies in just that gentle inhale and exhale without any effort. Noticing how our body feels. And then just allowing ourselves some time to surrender and let go. Oh, that breeze is nice. And then when you're ready, just begin to gently bring some movement back to the body. Maybe taking a deeper inhale if that feels good, or stretching, reaching, wiggling fingers or toes. And yeah, we're going to close our practice. So if you'd like to join me by bringing your hands to your heart space with a gentle bow, it's entirely up to you. This is always invitational, this part. I definitely recommend doing the Savasana part because it really is a chance to just regulate the heart rate, the breath, and reap the rewards of your practice. But giving thanks to ourselves, it's an option, but it's always a nice option, I think. But yeah, so let's take a little bow. And thank our beautiful and amazing bodies for moving and for being still today, and for our breaths for nourishing us, for our minds for guiding us, and for keeping us focused with all this distraction of planes and cars and dogs. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice, and the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Never a dull moment, I think. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.